Okay, it's recording. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe. My name is Joslin Nicole. This is my channel. I do lifestyle videos and basically just tell you stuff about what I do in my life and other fun stuff. It's always noisy here. I just decided to take some time out of today to make this video, and it is going to be like a college entrance test tips video. This was a requested video, so I hope if you requested for this and you're watching this, you're happy. Actually, it's enrollment season now in UP, and if you can tell, I have kind of like a cold right now, but gagawin ko pa din. I'm kind of just really awkward now because there are a lot of students here today because it is enrollment, and enrollment is held here. Everywhere else, everyone's walking around, and that's why I'm here in this noisy area. We're actually right next to the street. That's the street. That's Padre Faura. And this is the College of Arts and Sciences. And yeah, that's where I'm from. A little background from me. I applied to six different universities, different colleges. And that includes UP, Ateneo, LaSalle, UST, and CSB and UA&P. So yeah, that's 6. And I passed all of them. So, I guess I'm credible. I'm not bragging at all. I'm just trying to sound credible here. Ito na, gagawin ko na. Sasabihin ko na yung mga tips, ganun. If you are about to take the entrance exams, this is the video for you. I hope you enjoy. These are some tips that I found very useful, things that I learned from my experience taking the tests, taking the exams. So, let's get right into it. So, before you can take the exam, of course, you need to apply. So, make sure that you're able to apply to all the different colleges, universities that you want to take the exams in. And also, the summer before the entrance exams, like I know you're going to be taking it in September, hopefully you were able to study already. You should join review classes. It's really going to help you test yourself, and basically it's kind of like a crash course of everything that you normally see in an entrance exam. So review classes are really helpful to know what you're actually going to be studying for. Try to get into a review class that isn't so big. If there are a lot of you in a class, it's going to be hard to focus and hard to really appreciate the lesson and hard to ask questions. You're not going to be very participating if you're in a big group. And of course, once you're in the class, make sure that you are listening, make sure that you are making the most out of your review classes, because review classes are expensive, so make the most out of them. Time yourself, know how long you take per number, so that you can practice like answering stuff faster. And try to make friends in your review classes, or if you can't afford to join a review class, make small groups of people and then just test each other. Just make small groups of people and just test each other. Kind of like when you review for an exam, like in school or a test. And also, ayun nga, if you also can't afford to go to review, make sure that you practice the sample exams and practice shadings into circles. A month before the exam, make sure that you are eating healthy, nutritious brain food, drinking lots of water, and getting enough sleep, okay? Because this is a stressful time. And also, 2 days before the exam, 2 days before any exam, just stop, relax, don't study at all. Do not even try to study at all. Let your brain rest, because if you overdo your brain, you're just gonna burn out. So make sure that 2 days before the exam, you're getting enough rest and no studies. Try to do something that calms you down. Take a walk, exercise if you want. Yeah, so those are all my tips for pre-exam. Now, let's go. Exam day. I'm going to break down this next part into stuff that you're supposed to do in every single school that you apply to, and then after this I'm going to say some cool stuff specifically for the different colleges that I applied to. So on the exam day, make sure that you eat breakfast. Okay, don't skip breakfast. Your brain needs food. You might think that you not need food, but your brain needs food. So eat breakfast and make sure it's a healthy breakfast, not like coffee, something that you know is nutritious and good for your brain. You can actually search like good foods for the brain. My mom was the one who did all the research for me, because you might not know this, but UP was not my first choice. My first choice was Ateneo, and you already know that I passed all of them, but I chose UP because my calling was to UP, so I went to UP. Exam day, yun nga, eat breakfast. Next, wear something that's comfy and good for hot and cold settings, because you never know if it's gonna be too hot or too cold. During my UPCAT, it was really cold, so having a jacket was super helpful. I know some people who were in different rooms that were really hot, had no aircon, and they were wearing like long sleeves. Just so make sure that you're wearing clothes that can be both for hot and cold. For Ateneo, I think also there's no aircon, so yeah, just Basically, wear clothes that you can wear for hot and cold because there are some people who get cold quick, there are some people who don't. So just make sure you're prepared for that. And next, make sure that you bring all of your requirements because if you miss something, you won't be able to take the exam. And that's just gonna suck. I'm a very forgetful person, so I always have to remind myself, bring this, prepare everything the night before so that when you wake up in the morning, you just need to take a shower or not, then eat, brush your teeth, get dressed, and go. Okay, next, once you're seated and everything, make sure that you listen to the instructor. Make sure that you are listening very carefully to the instructions because once again, if you do something wrong, if you miss something or mess something up, and wag niyong pangunahan. I know that you can easily fill up everything already, but don't fill it up until the instructor tells you to fill it up. Don't open the paper until the instructor tells you to open the paper. Okay? Because if the instructor wanted to kick you out, they absolutely could. So just respect them, listen to them, and follow the instructions. Next, they're gonna make you put all your stuff in front or in the back, most likely in front, and that includes your phone. So make sure that your phone is on silent or off. Off is better, so just make sure of that because it's gonna be so rude if your phone rings in the middle of the exam. Next, when the exam starts, just relax, take a deep breath, and believe in yourself. Think positive. Make sure that you are not stressing out too much because your brain, again, will get stressed out and won't think properly. So you might actually know the answer, but since your brain's so overworked and you're so stressed out, you'll forget. Next, the instructor, of course, is going to tell you how long you have per part and make sure that you calculate how long that you have per number or per part so that you can time yourself, and make sure that you bring a watch so that you can time yourself. So be careful when you're reading questions because some of the questions might have double negatives. They might be trick questions. So make sure to read everything very carefully before you answer stuff. And don't take too long on one question if it's too difficult. Just skip it first and then come back to it later if you have more time. Make sure that you get to read all the questions so that all the ones that you can answer na kaagad, and then go back to the questions that you're having difficulty with. And also, answer everything, okay? If you really don't know the answer, make an educated guess. As long as it's not right minus wrong, answer every single thing, okay? You're not gonna lose anything. Next, they're gonna give you a break, of course. They're gonna give you at least a 10-minute break, and make sure that you use it. Give your brain a rest. You can't do it for yourself, do it for your brain. Give your brain a rest and eat. Make sure that you have baon. And again, don't make your baon Snickers or coffee. My mom made me baon almonds, an apple, an egg, cantaloupe. Is it cantaloupe or melon? The orange one. Oranges, carrots. She didn't make me baon carrots, but this is something that you can definitely make baon. Then crackers or a sandwich, you should also make baon. Something healthy and easy to eat. If you only speak English, just try to answer the Filipino one. It's so important, especially in UP, because it takes up a lot of points. And then once you are done with answering everything, make sure that you try to double check your answers because you might have made a careless mistake. Yeah, when I was in review class, I made a lot of careless mistakes and I learned from them. And that's another way that review class helped me during the summer. I've been walking around UP all day. Today, yesterday, and the other day. Probably why I'm losing my voice. Last part is be respectful and don't cheat or talk. I remember when it was my UPCAT, I was quiet. Okay, change angle, different light. So just don't cheat and just do your best. Trust in yourself. If you're meant to be in the school that you're applying for, you will be there. And even if you don't get in, you can still ask to be reconsidered. You can beg the college to accept you. But just do your best in the exam. And after the exam, just relax. Vent out to your friends. Oh my God, I was so stressed. Oh my God, it was so hard. Oh my God, what did you answer in this number? And if they answered differently, don't stress out. They might be wrong, you might be right. Anyway, so yeah, I love this spot. This is my new favorite spot. For UPCAT, important things to take note of: relax and yeah, super relax. I told you UP was not my first choice, so I was super relaxed. I wasn't stressed out at all. There, I think this one's better. I was just super relaxed, and I think that's one of the things that contributed to me passing, not being too tense. And another one is, the clothing that you wear, make sure it's comfortable and good for both hot and cold. Oh, and also if you just want to get into UP, you're just desperate to get into UP, you don't know what course you want, you just want to get into UP, then pick a course that isn't normal. No joke. Not naman normal, but a course that not many people take. Because the thing kasi in UP, I think in every school, it really depends on how many people apply. So even if you pass UP, even if you pass a college. So I keep on saying UP because I'm so biased because I'm from UP. But even if you pass the exam, it doesn't mean that you're in, because it also depends like on your high school grades, on your recommendations, on a lot of things. And then they will rank people like number 1 all the way to the last. And there's only like a certain number of slots. And even if you pass, if there are too many slots na for the ones that are more... What's the word? Basta the ones that had a higher score than you, the slots will go to them and not you. So if you get a course that is unusual, that not many people apply for, and you pass the UPCAT, then you're in faster. So basically just do your research. There's like an online list with all the classes of all the universities that you can apply to, and just make sure that you check those out. For ACET, I think the most important one is to time yourself. There was this one part where it was 5 minutes for 30 numbers, so I literally had like 10 seconds or 5 seconds per number. A few seconds... The sun is following me. A few seconds per question, and this was the abstract part, I believe. They have a lot of super short times in the math part. But yeah, make sure also to answer everything, even if you have to shotgun it or laser it. Just answer everything in the ACET, because it's not right minus wrong, so you won't lose anything if you answer the wrong answer. But yeah, just make sure you answer everything. I remember like I swear that one in 5 minutes and 30 questions, it was just shading. So I really had to think fast. So I just literally shaded. I'm sure there were some numbers that I just shotgunned it. I didn't even read it because I just had to shade, because to me it was... I just need to answer everything. Next. UST, bring a jacket. OMG, it's so cold in UST. Bring a jacket. And also there are some questions there that are repeated. It's not an error, just... It's up to you if you want to answer like a different answer or the same answer. CSB was confusing. Super confusing the grammar part. There were sentences kasi that you had to fill in the right word. But for a lot of the questions, like the choices that you had to pick, the A, B, C, D, there were like sometimes 3 of them that could fit into the sentence. But also, they're very heavy on the abstract reasoning part. So take note of that if you want to get into CSB. UA&P was... There wasn't really anything that like... I don't think there's anything special. It's just a normal entrance exam. But yeah, I super love UA&P, great school. I would have went to it. LaSalle was the most confusing of them all, because you know how in entrance exams there's like a math part, science part, reading, grammar, abstract. In LaSalle, no, it's all halo-halo, and I got so tired because I never felt like I was accomplishing anything, because bawat part, it would always be kind of the same theme of questions. So I'd always be like, okay, this again. And I got so tired that I ended up falling asleep in one part. But again, I had already passed UP and Ateneo by the time I took LaSalle, so I wasn't really like, oh, I need to pass. But I really liked my course in LaSalle, which was biology, so I still decided to take it. And yun nga, I fell asleep in one part. But then, so then I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna pass anymore. But then, okay, there's this last part where it's basically just kind of like they test how good of a person you are, where they ask questions, they give a scenario, and then they ask a question. If your classmate is having a hard time, what would you do? So, syempre, sasagutin mo yung sip-sip, diba? Yung, oh, I'd help them. Oh, I'd share my notes. Like, stuff like that, you know? So, it's kind of, it's just kind of like a common sense sip-sip answer part. So, you know me. You have to be honest also. Don't be unrealistic. You know, if you really want to get in, then you answer what you want them to hear you say. Those are all my tips. Oh, I have one more. Do your best. Gonna move again. There we go. If you really want to succeed in something, then do your best. And if you did your best na and you still didn't pass, then it's not meant for you. What's meant to be will be, and wherever you go, you will always learn something. That's super true. Even when you're not in college anymore, you'll still be learning. We are always going to be learning new things. Just make sure that you're passionate about what you're learning and you're happy, you know. So I still haven't finished enrolling, guys. It's so stressful. It's basically because the SAIS, the online enlistment thing, isn't working. If you're watching this and you want to get into UP Manila, I hope that you do and we get to meet each other if you ever end up going here. Just like let me know. Yeah, so that's all I have for today. I hope that this was very helpful for you guys. If you're about to take your college entrance exams, I wish you good luck. I believe in you. You got this. And again, good luck. So that's all I have for today. I hope that I see you again in my next video. If you have any comments, comment down below, and if you liked this video, please click the thumbs up and subscribe. I post every Sunday for sure, and sometimes Wednesdays. So yeah, that's all I have for today. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.